Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's full moon messages. We have a full moon in Leo, and I'm tapping into the energy of the universe to share messages with you. What is it that the universe wants us to know? My name is Marci Melzer, and I'm an intuitive. I'm a speech language pathologist, and I'm a language facilitation coach and consultant. And I do all that stuff at the same time. It's kind of like spinning plates in the air. And I realize that the intuition part of it is the icing on the cake. That's what helps me understand what you need to see and hear as parents and caregivers of late talkers. It helps me know what messages that you need to know when I do YouTube videos and I give you advice and I give you strategies and I give you mindset things to do. It's my intuition that helps me know how to do that, and I don't want to discount it. I know that there's a lot of benefit about the scientific approaches that are documented, but I also know that when parents connect with their late talking kids, that's when we really see progress, because I trusted that the universe would help me in sharing that message, and it's happening more and more worldwide. So just to share with you before we get started, all of my books are available on Amazon. There's workbooks to explain exactly the process and how to do all this. And we're going to talk about all that on other videos because we're going to get into the cards. So I actually, because we've got a special full moon that's happening right now, I have two decks I'm going to share with you. One of them is my language facilitation inspiration cards. I've got those ready here. But then I also was just gifted a card deck from my daughter, and she was gifted this by somebody else and she wasn't using it. It's this one. It's called Affirmators. It's kind of a real easy version of an oracle deck, and we're going to use this today in combination. Just so you know, like I said, I show the cover, and this was purchased by knockknockstuff.com is the place where it got. And what I really like about this is that it's been proven, and they say by proven meaning it's said by a lot of people, that making positive statements out loud can radically improve your mood, relationships, and life experiences. And anybody who's ever worked with affirmations knows that that's true. So let's work with some today while everybody's joining me on. Now, for you, if you want to participate, this is my recommendation for you. I recommend that you pay attention. Pay attention to everything during this particular video. Anything I say could be a message for you. It could be something I say as a joke. It could be something that I read off the cards. It could be an image that you see on one of the cards that I pull out. It could remind you. Anything you see or hear in this video could remind you of what's going on in your life, the exciting things that are happening with all the crazy astrology that's going on right now. And you might see, you never know. And then if you have a question, go ahead and post it in the comments and I'll pull a card for you, okay? And if you're watching on the replay, all the messages are for you because they're all for all of us. We're just kind of playing with these cards. It's sort of entertainment and helping us tap into our best, highest selves, right? Okay, so let's start with the language facilitation cards. I already pulled one in my other video that I just did, the language facilitation energy focus. And that card talked a lot about how the late talkers want to show you what they know. They have these superpowers, right? They're good at something. Everybody's good at something. And they want to share with you. They want you to help them tap into what they're good at. In fact, they want you to help them learn and excel more at what they're good at because that's their avenue of learning. I've got a mom in my program whose kiddo loves to line things up in ABC order. And that's his comfort zone. He learns a lot of vocabulary that way. And he's learned a lot of what I call trivia, answers to questions, because he's been in situations where he's been taught things like that. And I think secretly he wants to learn more superpowers. He wants to learn how to build things and, really create, because his creativity is in what are we going to line up ABC order. All right, so let's pull a card out from the middle now that we've been talking about all that. Oh, look at this one. It's draw a picture. This is another way that late talkers really like for people to share their ideas with them. There's some crayons on here. Let's look at the image. Hopefully it'll get a little bit less. I've got my green screen on. So draw a picture, and on the back it says provide visual aids. Okay. Late talkers relate to visual images first. Remember, they're visual thinkers first. They don't become auditory thinkers until way into their language learning. Even while they're learning vocabulary, the visual things that they learn, how to apply those images. So they always they relate to visual images first when they learn new vocabulary. Pictures help them understand and integrate. So draw pictures of the people, places, and things the late talker already knows about to spark conversation, and draw related pictures with lots of details, and add scenery as you talk and turn images into stories. That's a great strategy no matter what level your late talker is along the level charts. If they're interested in anything, you can draw those pictures, because again, they like to look at pictures and see things. You can alternatively find images. If you're not good at drawing, you can find images via a Google search. A lot of parents will use that because they know their kids are saying a word over and over again because they're interested in sparking conversation about that topic. And when they do, then you can use, if they can't give you clues about what they want to dig into, you get ideas, right? This is an inspiration deck to give you ideas of language that you can model for the late talker. And the best way to do that is when you engage with them and you see the things they're doing, say everything you know. And if you don't know much, Google it and then talk about what you learn on the Google search. That's a great way to go ahead and move forward. All right, let's pull another image. I'm not seeing anybody join me today. Everybody must be very busy with their busy late talkers. All right, pulling one out from the middle. Breathe with me. So there's a lot of green on this card. That's why the green screen's not coming. But look at the images here. See if there's anything here that relates to anything that's been going on in your life. Have you been interested in mandalas lately? Have you been interested in breathing lately? Have you been trying to teach your kiddo to say namaste, right? Have you been trying to get him to sit in one place? What's going on? What's going on? Maybe breathing will be a really nice thing to potentially introduce to your late talker. So the card says breathe to reset. Breathe to reset. Let's see if it won't, I'll read it for you. It says, late talkers who are often anxious or feeling caught off guard by external input. Oh, that goes with the astrology so well. People could be feeling off guard by all these truths that are revealed lately. And the late talker could be feeling caught off guard by truths. Who knows what those truths are? They trigger people, right? And it can get them off their track. It can distract them. And so you can help get a child back on focus by having them breathe, focus on their breathing first. So just practice taking 3 slow, deep breaths. And you count while they breathe, that whatever, it doesn't matter. There's just an idea on this card, but use whatever makes sense to you, whatever you can relate, because also breathing together helps you connect a lot more easily. There's no words, there's no behaviors. You're doing the same thing at the same time. Whenever you're focused on doing the same thing at the same time as the late talker, that's the language facilitation zone. And you can talk about anything that's going on in that space. Soon as you start talking about stuff that's outside of that space, then you have a detachment. They're in the zone, you've left, or you're in the zone trying to change the zone, they've left. As long as the zone stays the same and you're on the same topic of focus, you can actually drive that zone to expand it. Oh, you're interested in cookies. Let's talk about cookies. Suddenly the zone expands. What have you got to say about cookies? I want to learn more. That's what this is about. And so modeling breathing, you have to model how this looks, and you have to show the late talker how it helps you. After I feel better, talk about why you need to take a breath. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling distracted. I can't concentrate. It's time for me to breathe. Let's breathe. Okay. And that could be what you really need with all this energy from this massive full moon that is lighting up right now as I'm filming this video live. So I am very supercharged by this energy. You can hear it in my voice. It's probably projecting off the screen, talking about slowing down, talking about moderating and gauging this energy. Perhaps breathing is something that you can try to incorporate, because when kids get sometimes this full moon energy, they can literally get off the rails. They can get going and going and going and not have any idea of what's going on. So yeah, it's really wow. So let's see. It says you should use star cards. So, that's really Brad. Wow. Nice. Thanks so much for sharing. So nice and mature. Wow. Let's pull an affirmation card for Brad, because Brad's got some really nice energy to bring to our video today. Right here. This is for you, Brad. It says impermanence. Life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity nonentity. Ha! Yeah, so that's it. Everything is temporary, everything. And your current state is a temporary state. You can always change it. Let's see one more affirmation card, and then we're going to move on. I'm not going to let Brad's energy. I thought that was a pretty funny joke, astrology joke. It says follow your heart. Let me show you what it looks like. Follow your heart. And look at that energy. It's a surfing heart. Look at that. Totally appropriate for waves of communication. This kind of looks like me right now. I have got my heart on a surfboard, surfing through the waves of energy that are projecting across YouTube, and I got my umbrella. I love this card. Thank you, universe. I'm always rewarded when I follow my heart. I trust the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. And when it seems like it's taking too long to get where I want, I know that's because there's some cool, weird stuff to see along the way, just like Brad's comment. I love it. Okay, everybody. So if you're joining me now, I see there's a few people joining. Let's go back to the language facilitation inspiration cards and see what messages can come out. One more message from here. Messages for the full moon, from the full moon, lit up by the full moon. Messages from your higher self. Wherever you get messages, here it is right here. It's a heart one, green heart chakra. And it says, I miss you when you're gone. Aw, so my regular viewers aren't here today. I miss you. You're not here to get your reading. You're going to have to get it on the replay. I miss you when you're gone. Look at, there's a broken heart. Maybe your late talker is missing you when you have to go to work. Maybe you've had to go back to work. Now things are opening back up. It says appreciate your impact. Late talkers rely on all of their language facilitators because they learn different speech and behavior from each of you. So even if you aren't the main one in the house, maybe you know a late talker and you're just a friend or a neighbor, right? At home, or whenever you're with the late talker, identify and practice the special interactions that you know are unique to your relationship with the late talker. You play your way. Look at this. Like, dad's got to go to work, but there's stuff that dad does that nobody else does. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And then as you leave, because you've got to go do your work, and you've got to go do whatever. And anytime you're separated, maybe the late talker's got to go do their work or go to school or go to their class or whatever they're doing. When you leave, remind them of when you will return. I'll be back after I'm done doing whatever, right? So when you return, let them know when you'll return and that you'll be practicing again, doing the things that you love with them. So That's it for today. Those are the messages from the full moon. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody, for this little video. Just a few little messages to help you ride out the energies. And if you're interested to get more in depth with language facilitation and learn more from me about that subject, join me on Thursdays for live Q&A at 11 a.m. Eastern. Thank you so much again for joining me, everybody. Have a great day, and bye for now.